In my opinion, one of the biggest stories of the 2024 race season happened last weekend, and it happened in West Virginia. You see, we spend a lot of time in this sport wringing our hands and whining about tracks going away, and yes, they are going away at a very alarming rate. Whether the land has been redeveloped while the next generation of the family doesn't want to run the family business, while lack of interest, while frustration with social media are all the time cited for the reasons, the reality of it is tracks are going away. But there's another reality. Tracks are reopening as well. I have my website, Postman68, and on that site, I have 12 tracks that have reopened this season. I call it my Racetrack Revival. And this past weekend in West Virginia, there was a very significant track that reopened. You see, Pennsboro Speedway from the late 1960s up to 2002 was an iconic racetrack in the dirt late model world. They had big races there. They had big crowds there. They had even bigger parties there at Pennsboro Speedway. But like so many other tracks, in 2002, Pennsboro went away. Gone forever. In fact, Dale Earnhardt Jr. even did a segment on lost speedways on Pennsboro Speedway. Gone forever. Well, not forever, when a guy like Barry Braun got involved. So Barry operates an organization called XR Events. And XR Events, they promote dirt track racing, mostly late models, but they do run some high-paying modified and other races across the landscape, across the country. Barry also does a lot with the streaming service of his XR Events. I first caught up and got acquainted with Barry just a little bit at North Wilkesboro Speedway. See, Barry was the guy that was tapped by Speedway Motorsports to bring back historic North Wilkesboro Speedway. And Barry did a really, really good job up in North Wilkesboro. Remember what was supposed to happen. It was 2022. And in August, we had a series of races on the old worn-out asphalt surface of North Wilkesboro. Then the plan was to cover it with dirt or rip up the asphalt, I don't remember which one it was, and have in the fall of that year a bunch of dirt track races and then repave the racetrack. Well, so successful were those races in August of 2022 that the whole plan blew up. And the track got on a fast track to host the NASCAR All-Star race the next year, and gone were the dirt track events that Barry was going to promote at North Wilkesboro. The success was so much so that North Wilkesboro was on the fast track, and the Cup Series was there in the month of May a year later. So Barry, no longer at North Wilkesboro, took those lessons at historic North Wilkesboro Speedway and put them in play at another historic track at Pennsboro. At first, the idea to revitalize and bring back Pennsboro Speedway was deemed impossible. And as a matter of fact, even at one point during the planning process, they were not going to use the half-mile racetrack. They were going to use a smaller facility on the inside of it, just on the same property. But full steam ahead, Barry Braun, all the folks up in Ritchie County in West Virginia, they decided if Pennsboro's coming back, we need to bring it back as a half-mile track, as the half-mile Pennsboro Speedway. Okay, so they worked on the racetrack. Spring came, flooding. Absolutely put them behind months and months with significant flooding that happened at Pennsboro this spring. But they put their heads down, they kept digging, they kept scratching, they kept clawing. And this past weekend, to a solid field of cars and a very strong attendance of fans, Pennsboro Speedway, the half mile, the iconic racetrack, reopened and is back in business. A racetrack revival, and it's a big one. Now, Barry Braun is a fascinating character, okay? He is in the dirt late model world, but he is not part of the dirt late model establishment. He marches to the beat of a different drummer, and I think Barry Braun actually likes marching to that beat of a different drummer. I think also he likes challenges that are deemed impossible, and he likes making the impossible possible. And that's what he did at Pennsboro Speedway, getting it back open. The good news is he's working with the folks up in Ritchie County, and they are putting together a bigger and better plan for 2025. Pennsboro Speedway, a racetrack revival for the ages. Barry Braun, take a bow. You have brought back one of the iconic racetracks. I'm Steve Post, Postman68. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to my partners on this, Circle B Diecast and Sage Fruit.